To tell you about the tracheoesophageal fistula. Tracheoesophageal fistula. So it is one of the common questions normally asked for examinations. So let us see what is tracheoesophageal fistula and how it forms. Before that, you must know what is fistula. Fistula is nothing but an abnormal communication. Okay, now where is the location of this trachea in the esophagus? Okay, you can see that. So for example, let's see this is the vertebral column. In front of vertebral column we have esophagus. This is esophagus. In front of esophagus we have the trachea. This is the trachea. So this is the location of structure. This is a vertebral column. Here comes the esophagus and this is the trachea. Okay, now what is the anatomical base of tracheoesophageal fistula and how it forms? So before that, you might be remembering a diagram like this. Okay, you know, this is the developing gut. So we have, okay, this is the foregut. Here comes the midgut, and this is the hindgut. You know that, right? Hindgut. Okay, it happens in front of the vertebral column. You know, behind here we have the vertebral column. Okay, now what happens actually from the foregut? Okay, so here we have the foregut. From the foregut there arises a small diverticulum. A small diverticulum arises from the foregut. Okay, so that is known as the laryngotracheal tube. Laryngotracheal tube. That means from this tube there arises the larynx, trachea, and from this part lungs will develop. Okay, lungs will form from here. Okay, so remember this particular tube is known as the laryngotracheal tube. Okay, now you know the position of this developing foregut and the laryngotracheal tube. Okay, now initially, you know, this I already told you the laryngotracheal tube is a sense outgrowth from the foregut. That means they have a communication here. They are communicating each other. Okay, now what happens is if I am making a cross section, see here, just a cross section. I'm making a cross section like this. You can see posteriorly we have, this is the cavity of the foregut, and towards the midline or towards anteriorly we have, what structure is there? What structure is developed here? That is the laryngo. This is the esophagus or the foregut from where the esophagus develops, developing esophagus, and this is the laryngotracheal tube. Initially these two structures are communicated with each other. They are communicated with each other. Okay, later on what happens actually, next what happens? Okay, so here again developing esophagus, and anteriorly we have the laryngotracheal tube, esophagus developing. Okay, initially what happens actually, these two are, there arises two structures like this. Okay, so that is known as a tracheoesophageal septum. Okay, during development what happens is this it is present on the right side and left side. This is a right tracheoesophageal septum and this is a left esophageal septum. In next stage what happens actually, this septum progresses and finally it become closed. Okay, as a result we get two cavity. This forms the proper esophagus and this forms the trachea. Okay, then if any developmental arrest in the formation of the septum leads to an abnormal communication between abnormal communication between trachea and esophagus. That is known as the tracheoesophageal fistula. Tracheoesophageal fistula. Okay, tracheoesophageal fistula. So how will you write? The first definition you write is tracheoesophageal fistula is a abnormal communication between the esophagus and the trachea. Okay, now let us see the types of tracheoesophageal fistula. Okay, so now see here is the esophagus. I'm drawing the esophagus, and here we have the trachea. Okay, this is normal. Okay, next here is trachea. Okay, so here we have esophagus. Okay, so here what happens actually, this is the condition. This is like this. So here what happened, the esophagus does not communicate with each other, and this condition is called atresia. So how will you define this condition? That is proximal and distal esophageal atresia without tracheoesophageal fistula. Okay, next one. So here we have the esophagus, and really we have the trachea. Okay, so next condition, what happens actually, there is a communication. Proximal part of the esophagus communicated with the trachea. There is a fistula. Fistula is abnormal communication. Okay, so this is proximal esophageal fistula. And this is atresia. Okay, next is we have esophagus here, and really we have the trachea again, and in this condition opposite to this above. Okay, so here what happens, like this, atresia fistula. Okay, again atresia fistula. That is proximal atresia, distal fistula. Okay, next again we have esophagus, then comes the trachea. Okay, so here the condition is like this, both fistula. Esophageal atresia without fistula. That means even though esophagus are not communicated with each other, but they neither communicated nor communicated with the trachea. That means esophagus neither communicated with each other nor with trachea. Okay, this one. Okay, and the next condition is the last one. We have the esophagus here, then we have the trachea here. Okay, so here what happens actually, this is the case, complete communication. This is tracheoesophageal fistula without atresia. Okay, so that is all about the tracheoesophageal fistula. Hope you understood. If you found the video useful, please share with your friends. Thank you.